Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Sadia Yakubu. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV, channels 365 and Star Times, channels 276. President Bola Tinubu has returned to Abuja following his annual working vacation in Europe. Tinubu arrived at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport and was received by Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Governor Abdullahi Sule. Also at the airport were his Chief of Staff Femi Gbajabiamila and Coordinating Minister of the Economy Wale Edun. The Chinese language Mandarin has become one of the foreign languages to be offered in senior secondary schools in Nigeria in the newly reviewed secondary school curriculum. The Education Secretary of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, Dr. Danlami Hayo, announced the development at the inauguration of the Chinese corner at the Government Secondary School, Tudunwada, Abuja. The project was sponsored by the biggest Chinese construction company in Nigeria, the Chinese Civil Engineering Construction Company, as part of its corporate social responsibility. Mariam Ami announced that they have arrested a notorious commander of the indigenous people of Biafra and Eastern Security Network identified as Ifeanyi Eze Okerinta, popularly called as Gentle the Yahoo. Okerinta was reported to have been captured in his hideout at Aku Ihube, Okigwe local government area of Imo State by troops of the 34th Artillery Brigade in a joint operation with sister security agencies. The military noted that the operation led to the recovery of several exhibits, a cache of armies and items including one English pistol, 120 rounds of 7.62 mm special ammunition, 25 rounds of 7.62 mm NATO, a cartridge, 6 mobile phones, military and police uniforms, as well as German flag. Kogi State government has lamented that youth take weapons and food to bandits, vowing to treat such youth as terrorists. The State Security Advisor Jerry Omodara stated this at the Palace of Elegbe of Egbe Oba Ayodele Irukera while giving progress report on the efforts of the state government on the fight against security in Kogi West. He noted that intelligence at his disposal indicated that some youth in Okun land used motorcycles to convey weapons and foodstuffs to bandits in the forests. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention says it has activated preparedness plans but assures the public there are currently no active cases of Ebola in the country, while urging vigilance and non-essential travel restrictions to countries with confirmed outbreaks. Our correspondent Zara Nasir speaks with medical experts concerning the precautionary measures to be taken and files these reports.
Meanwhile, the World Health Organization has begun vaccinating frontline health workers and contacts of infected individuals in response to a new Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of the Congo's Kasai province. Ebola refers to Ebola virus disease, a severe and often fatal illness in humans and other primates caused by the Ebola virus. It's a hemorrhagic fever that spreads through direct contact with infected bodily fluids and can lead to symptoms like fever, muscle pain, and internal bleeding. In an exclusive interview with a public health physician, Dr. Omoha Amobi says Nigeria needs to be prepared for every outbreak and also mentioned health education concerning the disease as part of the precautionary measures, among others.
We are doing now health education, and that one is surveillance. And we should do that at the point of entry, border entry. Everybody coming from those countries, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Congo, should be checked at the border.
Dr. Omoha Amobi also says Ebola vaccine is the way to go in every country as the vaccine is the primary method of prevention.
So the vaccine is the way forward, so that everybody will get vaccinated. It's a very deadly disease that they have a high mortality. In fact, it's something we should be concerned about. Other precautionary measure is also government policy. What I mean by government policy? Government policy is training the healthcare providers, capacity building. When you train them, they'll be ready, they'll be equipped. We also go ahead and equip the hospital for response in pandemic. If you remember what happened in COVID shows that epidemic can overwhelm the country, no matter how sophisticated your healthcare facility is, it can overwhelm. So we need to be prepared for any outbreak.
Ebola was first confirmed in Nigeria on July 23, 2014, when Patrick Sawyer, a Liberian traveler, arrived in Lagos and was later diagnosed.
Rising cases of insecurity in the nation's capital, Abuja, have continued to draw concern from residents, from kidnapping to armed robbery and attacks on communities. Citizens said they no longer feel safe. Global television correspondent Kabir Hassan completes the story. You're watching the live broadcast of Midday News. When Midday News returns, Central Bank of Nigeria affirms commitment to economic stability. Details coming shortly, plus foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back from that short break. And in business, the federal government's decision to privatize 91 agencies across different sectors has sparked mixed reactions among Nigerians. Some see it as a step towards efficiency and economic growth, while others fear it could lead to job losses and reduced access to essential services. Our business correspondent Samuel Odi has details. President of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, has declared that Nigeria is on track to become a global house power in fertilizer and petrochemicals, with his company targeting the position of world's largest exporter of fertilizer by 2026. Dangote made the disclosure while briefing journalists at the Dangote Refinery Complex in Lagos during an event marking the 1-year anniversary of the refinery's gasoline rollout. Speaking with optimism, the billionaire industrialist said the group was scaling operations to position Nigeria at the center of the global markets. The Central Bank of Nigeria has reaffirmed its commitment to stimulating productivity, deepening financial inclusion, and ensuring money and price stability as part of its effort to strengthen the nation's economy. The Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Yemi Cardoso gave the assurance while declaring open the 2025 Central Bank of Nigeria Fair at the Minet Event Center in Kano. Represented by the Acting Director of Corporate Communication, Hakama Ali, Cardoso noted that the fair was designed as a platform for direct engagement with the public on the bank's policy for sustaining economic growth and national development. And on the foreign scene, United Nations investigators have accused Israel of committing genocide in Gaza in a bid to destroy the Palestinians there, blaming Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other top officials for incitement. Levi Pillay, chair of the United Nations Independent National Commission of Inquiry on Gaza, which does not speak on behalf of the world body and has faced harsh Israel criticism, found that genocide is continually occurring in Gaza. Here is Louis Agbomofuegbe's story.
Israel's retaliatory campaign in Gaza has killed nearly 65,000 people, also mostly civilians, according to figures from the health ministry in Hamas-run Gaza that the United Nations considers reliable.
Genocide is occurring in Gaza and is continuing to occur, and the responsibility lies with the state of Israel. We identified 3 persons in this report, and that is Prime Minister Netanyahu, the former Minister of Defense, Gallant, and one other, the President of Israel.
The UN envoy noted that Gazans had been intentionally targeted in the attacks, citing the Rwanda genocide as a typical example.
I see similarities here. It's all those same kind of methods. In any case, the Genocide Convention sets a standard on what they need for intent, to prove intent. Not only the intent to kill, which makes it murder, but the overall intent that that murder was committed with the intention of destroying a group, a named group in whole or in part. In the Rwanda situation, it was a Tutsi group that was targeted, and here we see from all the evidence, it's Palestinian group that is being targeted.
The commission, tasked with investigating the rights situation in the Israeli-occupied Palestinian territories, published its latest reports nearly 2 years after the war erupted in Gaza following Hamas's October 7, 2023 attack inside Israel. A tally of official Israeli figures indicates that the attack resulted in the deaths of 1,219 people, most of them civilians. Uyi Agbomofwegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres is proposing a 15% cut to the United Nations regular budget in 2026 as it struggles with chronic liquidity problems made more acute by the United States President Donald Trump's policies. A senior United Nations official said the revised budget number is $238 billion and would result in the eliminating of 2,681 jobs. Guterres earlier had proposed to keep the 2026 budget at the same level as 2025, around $3.7 billion, but worked to reduce the amount as part of his United Nations 80 initiative to make the organization more agile and efficient. And in sports, President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Tobi Amusan on her recent outstanding achievements. Amusan won a silver medal in the women's 100-meter hurdles at the World Athletic Championship in Tokyo, Japan. Nigerian international Ola Aina has confirmed that he has undergone successful surgery on the hamstring injury that is expected to keep him out of action for 3 months. The Nottingham Forest defender had taken to Instagram to share a video from his hospital bed where he was seen with straps on his right leg before later moving with the aid of crutches. The video explained that the procedure had been completed on September 13th, and he thanked supporters for their messages of encouragement. Nigeria is setting its sights on the global sporting stage with a bold move to host the 2030 Commonwealth Games. The Commonwealth Games, one of the world's most prestigious sporting events after the Olympics and FIFA World Cup, could be coming to Nigeria. The Tinubu administration says the bid reflects its renewed hope agenda for sport following sweeping reforms that replaced the former Ministry of Sport with a National Sports Commission just a year ago. Nigeria's National Sports Commission has stepped in to resolve disputes within Team Nigeria at the ongoing World Athletics Championship. The Commission confirmed that all athletics, allowances and bonuses have now been paid. Director General Bukola Olabode met the athletics and the officials of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, promising continued government support for their welfare. He said the intervention was in line with the President Bola Tinubu's directive to prioritize the need of athletes representing the nation. That's it on Midday News. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV, channels 365 and Star Times, channels 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now using at Global TV NG. My name is Sadia Yakubu Yahya saying thank you for watching.